Are you tired of starting something new and not finishing it? Or having all these dreams and desires that you really believe that are from God, but not acting on it because you're afraid? You're afraid to put in so much effort and so much time into something, and maybe it won't turn out the way you wanted, or you will sacrifice your time with your family and your money, and it would just not go well, and you'll have to pivot again. And you are just secure in your current 9 to 5, and you don't want to pivot right now because the sacrifice is just too great. You're not lazy, but you're afraid. You wonder if you even really heard from God. Is God calling you to this thing? Or is it your selfish desires or FOMO and looking at everyone around you trying something new and you think, oh, maybe I should do that too? Or do you believe you're not qualified? That you don't know enough, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough to do what you know God is calling you to do? Do you feel selfish for wanting to be an entrepreneur instead of staying at home with your babies, which I totally get because I am a mom of 6 and I have always desired to stay home with my babies, but I have also been working and I have been a full-time soldier in the United States Army for 18 years. If you're afraid of starting because you're afraid of failure, then I want to talk to you today about a few things that help change my perspective and my mind to go from having all these creative ideas to actually moving to action. My name is Judy Marlowe, and I am a Christian mom of 6, married to my best friend for 15 years. And I want to help moms who have 9 to 5s, who have this calling to start a business while they're still working their 9 to 5 and momming and being a good helpmate and all the things without sacrificing time, money, and your obedience to God. All my life, I've struggled with confidence. I've never felt that I was smart enough or good enough to do anything. I always felt like I was middle of the pack, average, just not really equipped to do much. I always found other people and compared myself a lot and just really believed that I just needed to play it safe every time I tried to put myself out there and I felt any type of fear, any type of rejection. I just immediately wanted to not feel that again. So I would play it safe and not put myself out there just because of fear of what other people thought of me, fear of failing, fear of all these things, just so fearful and not really trusting in God. I am 40 years old and I've been a believer since I was 19. And I know I belong to God, but it's taken me about 21 years, or this year when I turned 40, to really grasp who I am in Christ and to feel free in that and to not play the comparison game, to not wish I was someone else doing something else. Like I stated earlier, I have been working for 18 years and I wanted to be home with my babies. And every time I tried to move away from the military, God just kept calling me back to the military. And I missed out on so many things. I've missed birthdays, first steps, first words, taking care of my children when they were sick. I've deployed overseas for 9 months at a time and left my family behind. And I never wanted to do that. I've always had this strong desire to stay at home, and I would try different things and MLMs and other things and step out of my comfort zone a little bit, but I always felt like something wasn't right. Something just wasn't there. I wasn't able to really fully commit to the company because I didn't believe in the principles or the icky ways they were trying to get me to sell or market to people. I know how to communicate because my background is in communication. I have a bachelor's in journalism and I also have a master's in public relation and corporate communication. And I'm a professional communicator in the military, and I've been doing that job for about 14 years now. So I understand how to communicate, and I feel like God always wanted to use that. And it wasn't until recently that I have felt called to action. I had to stop dreaming and stop learning because I bought all the courses. I've taken all the notes. I have a notebook that I started taking notes in back in 2020 of becoming a content creator and starting a YouTube channel. I bought a whole course on how to start a YouTube channel about 6 years ago. The mic that I'm using today, I've had for 5 years, and this is the first time that I'm using it for a video. So when I tell you that I understand the fear, that I understand procrastinating because you just don't know and you're just not sure, I want to encourage you today on a few things that have helped me through that process to finally hit record, to finally do the thing that I know, that I believe with everything in me that God is calling me to do. The first thing is knowing my identity is in Christ. That had to be the first thing. It's taken a while, it's taken years of just really understanding God's love for me and who I am in Christ. And if He is calling me to do something, I don't have to be afraid of man. I need to be fearful of God first. I need to honor Him and put Him before everyone, including myself. And really understanding my identity in Christ and really knowing who He is as such a good Father and who I am as His daughter. It really changed things. And for some reason, when I hit 40 this year, this layer of perfectionism, of caring what people thought of me, all of these things just kind of melted away. I mean, they're still there a little bit, but slowly they're just melting away. And I am really just feeling this urgency to step up into what God is calling me to do as His daughter. Yes, I am still working the 9 to 5. I'm still in the military, which is more than a 9 to 5. But I am also building something beautiful because I want to retire one day and I want to be more present with my husband and my children. So knowing who I am, knowing who you are in Christ, that needs to be the foundation, because without that, none of this matters. Videos, content creation, building a business, becoming an entrepreneur, sharing, it doesn't matter if it's not rooted in Him first. The second thing is invest in yourself and have a plan. I purchased quite a few courses. I have done quite extensive research on content creation and how to do it, even got a degree in it and practice it and use my social media. But recently I invested in a coach, and I've taken all those things that I have learned over the years and put it into a plan and worked with my coach where I can actually execute this plan. So it's really important to invest in yourself in getting a coach or getting a course or something just so you can learn and grow in something. You don't have to be a full-time expert. You don't have to have X amount of years, but you do want to make sure that you are learning something so that you can start off on the right foot when you start your business. And the last thing, there's so many things, but the last thing that I want to leave you with is do it scared, not perfect. It is not about being perfect. It is not about having your makeup all right, even though I did my makeup and I don't love it, but I did it, and having the lighting and all the equipment. It has taken me so long to realize that you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't do it, if you don't get the reps in, if you don't hit record, you will never know what works. You will never know what is possible. You will never know what to change and what to improve because you just decided not to do it because you're afraid. And you might always be afraid. And to me, that's a good thing. I used to jump out of planes. I'm a jump master and I have 33 jumps. And jump master who had over 100 jumps, I asked him, I said, hey, are you always scared? Because I still feel scared. And I'm the one who inspects other paratroopers to jump out of planes. So is that normal? And he said, yes, because the moment you're not afraid anymore, or you don't have that anxious excitement, you probably should stop doing it. So I think about that often. And I think I should always be a little anxious, a little excited, not anxious in the way that God says in His word not to be anxious about anything. I probably should say excitement. But don't let perfectionism stop you from doing what God is calling you to do. Press record, do the thing, because you will get better, but you have to start somewhere. That's all that I wanted to share with you today. I really hope that this encouraged you. And if it did, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Please tell me, what are some things that are stopping you from doing what God is calling you to do? And if you like this video and it resonates with you, I would love for you to like and subscribe so that we can continue this conversation in the next video.